Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know.
Hey, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to do episode 2 of the alignment series. I started it last week, and today we're going to talk about finding yourself. Nope, I didn't start it last week. I started it 2 weeks ago because I didn't do shit last week. I mean, I did shit, but I didn't do anything for YouTube, so sorry. So the way that I define alignment is when you know yourself well enough that your purpose matches your desire, and that you desire your soul's purpose. That's alignment in the way that I've experienced it. Last week I went over a little bit about people, places, and things in terms of how to best get in alignment with your soul's purpose. And this week I'm going to do finding yourself. Like, okay, how do you find yourself? So I would say the best way to get to know yourself and to find yourself is to begin to listen to yourself and to honor your own truth and express it and be it and like embody your own truth. And when I talk about embodying them and being them and holding your essence, I mean find all of the little things that bring you joy and comfort and do them as often as you possibly can. This week right now, while I'm filming this, my kids are spending their entire Thanksgiving break at their grandmother's house, which means I am all by myself. So I filmed myself all day long just doing whatever I wanted to do, which today it's dance around the house and take a midday nap, and I just filmed myself doing the things that make me happy when I'm by myself. And that's really the core component, or one of the core components to finding out who you are, is to find the things that you want to do when no one else is around. It's not about what do you like to do with your friends. It's not about, what things can you post on social media. It's about when you're all by yourself, if you're not going to post it, what are you going to do that makes you happy? And if you don't know the answer to that question, then that is the first thing you need to figure out. What makes you happy? Find all of your little joys and blisses and do them as often as you can.
If I will ever figure out where the road goes, even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs.
It's important to start to do all the things that make you happy and bring you happiness, so that you can start to be more in the energy of your own self and start to embrace your own essence. And that kind of alters the energy that you're outputting and kind of what your consciousness is going to experience and what you're going to manifest. And if you're in the mode of doing the things that you love, it brings you closer to the big part of this whole series, which is faith, acceptance, and gratitude. And I lump them together because you have to have all three under the same circumstances. Like, that's the Trinity. It's like faith, acceptance, and gratitude. You have all three. And be following kind of your bliss and fighting your fears. If you're following your bliss and you're fighting your fears, and you can also have faith, acceptance, and gratitude for where you are, that's it. It's like nitrous to figuring it all out, like figuring yourself out. And the reason why I say faith, acceptance, and gratitude is because I believe all three of them have to be together simultaneously, or at least under the same circumstances. Not necessarily at the same time. Sometimes it's so hard. So little by bit to get through a situation. You have to have faith. That's the hard one. That's the one that's so crazy. Having faith is the most difficult thing I've ever done. Faith is so difficult, especially if you've been through any normal amount of fucking hardship, right? Because you're like, why would it work now? There's just the inner pessimist, and maybe that's just me. I know it's not just me, but I know it's not everybody. But this like, oh, it's just gonna work now. It's so hard to get over that. It's so difficult. Now, at this point, you're probably thinking to yourself, Stormy, I thought we were talking about finding ourselves. Why are we talking about faith? But that's the thing. As previously discussed, alignment is when you know yourself well enough that your desire becomes your soul's purpose, and your soul's purpose is what you desire, right? So the entire universe also wants you to find yourself. So you have to kind of set out on a quest. You have to kind of say, okay, I'm ready to find myself. I'm ready to find my soul's purpose. Let's fucking do this. And then once you have that decision made, you have to have faith so that the universe can assist you in that path in order to find the things that will allow you to find yourself. Because as you go down that path, you will have tons and tons of synchronicities and things that occur that show you where you belong and where you don't belong and what is for you and what is not for you, but you have to have faith in the process.
You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high, even if the sky is falling down.
When you accept that you are connected to larger forces in the universe, and then you allow that in your space, under the agreement that it's working for the best interest of all involved, and you just step onto that path with absolute dedication and with your faith, acceptance, and gratitude, magic can happen. And here's the thing though, you have to, when I say accept the terms of that condition, the terms of what the universe has to do to get you where you gotta go could mean feeling like you're in a pitch black dark tunnel with no light to be found, just being dragged under a cavern by an underground river that's cold, dark, and you have no sense of direction, and you don't know where it's fucking going, and you have this lurking paranoia that it's going to drag you to the fucking pits of hell, because where else would it take you? And then just at that moment being like, what am I actually afraid of right now? And then dealing with that, and then being like, fuck it, I believe this is going to work. And really, honestly, putting absolute, breaking, being like, I just have faith now. There's just a moment where you just have faith, for me anyways. And in that moment of being like, it is going to work, it's like you have to agree. That's the agreement. It's like you have to really have the faith that it will work, and then it moves everything for you. You're manifesting, it's manifesting for you, everything flows together. There's like a conspiracy. The whole universe is conspiring at that point. And because you are the whole universe, and you're and you're, that's that duality of things. But you have to also accept that it could be a bumpy road, and you have to be grateful along the way and just continue to hold faith, even when you're like, I'm pretty sure I saw light that way, but then it took me this way, and what the fuck now, man? That's not okay. Even when that happens, you have to be like, guess that wasn't the light tunnel for me. It's rough, but when you start to do that, it can lead you to crazy places. And I'm going to try to, in as short a period of time as possible, tell the story, tell my very relevant story to this. In July 2018, I did a moon ritual, and I had not done one in many, many years. And I had a breakdown with the universe, and I cried, and I gave a lot of gratitude too, because it's so much had happened that I could see as good. But I was tired, and I prayed to everything, to the universe, to whatever, just openly, outwardly. Anything that would listen, really. And I said, I will do anything to feel light of heart. That's all I want. I just want to, like, one day, just get up and take a breath and be like, oh, that was kind of comfortable. Like, that's all I wanted. And the next day, to keep the story short, I'm going to go real short with the story. The next day, a duplex fell into my lap. Like, it was kind of arranged for me. Like, hey, this duplex is for you, specifically. Like, oh, okay. If you want it, okay. And it was like, I was like, well, I have bad credit and I have no money for a deposit. And then I passed the background anyways. And then I got $2,000 from a friend. And all in a couple of days. And I was like, fucking guess I'm leaving my boyfriend and moving? Like, that's just what had to happen. Like, that was obviously... That's why I was given the place. The place was like, hey, you should leave him and you should just go live here. That was the offer, basically. And so I did. And then I did that ceremony on the new moon. And on the full moon, I moved into this place where I have been since. And about a month later, I went to my first ayahuasca ceremony. And I just decided that I was just going to follow the road wherever it went. And it has been a fucking adventure. Like, I can fill a book with the last, 2 years of my life. Easy. It's been crazy. And, but at the same time, I have moments where everything is so fucking perfect and beautiful, and I'm so happy, and, I love everything that's ever happened to me. I find myself being grateful for my hardships because I feel like without them, who would I be? What would I be? You know what I mean? I genuinely have that. And it's just been fun following whatever aligns, whatever signs I get. And that's the thing. When I did my prayer, the next day I was offered this place. That's a sign. That's how crazy would that be that it just fell into my lap like that? You know what I mean? And the money and everything. And I shouldn't have passed the background, but I did. And it was a cute place that I really liked. And it was like this tiny little town that I thought I was going to hate, but it's actually totally adorable and I love it. And yeah, it's just been crazy. But I followed the signs and I followed my intuition and I followed my feelings and I fought my fears. I'm still fighting my fears. There's a lot of them. And I've been working through my trauma and I've just been following whatever is true for me and trying to be true to myself and honor my own truth and speak my truth authentically, which I discussed a bit in the first alignment video, just for the record. And just doing that. And it's really just shown me how quickly and how miraculously the entire universe can conspire for your benefit in the most, I have to put this in a book someday, this is fucking crazy kind of ways. And it just comes from faith. Faith is magic and it's self-affirming, which is the cool part. Getting over that hurdle is a nightmare. But once you start to have faith and you see the results of it, it becomes very self-affirming. And then the faith just strengthens and it's like a snowball. I have faith because I've watched miracles. And I'm multiple occurrences of just miracles. Where I'm I don't know how the fuck this just happened, but I'm so excited. I'm so happy for this. What? Amazing, right? It's perfect and it's beautiful and I love it.
Sometimes we're crashing down, but we get up and start from the ground. And I really wanna know if I'll ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling down,
I had a whole bunch of notes here, but I feel like I just didn't even follow. I just went off on a tangent. Why don't I even bother? So, I mean, the point really is follow your bliss, follow your intuition, follow your heart, and get to know yourself. Do what makes you happy and figure out who you are. Getting to know yourself is the key to alignment. So, get to know yourself. If you're not following me already, Instagram, whatever, if you appreciate my content, a like always really helps. Or a comment or a follow or anything, but at least a like. And you guys have a good day. And I have another video coming out this week. And I have the 3rd episode for this next week and a moon ritual. I have a lot of plans. I'm doing them. There's no kids here, so I'm active and motivated and productive. Bye.